Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. How are you, dear students? I hope everyone be healthy. Today I am going to discuss the topic of 9th class, that is Kingdom Animalia. We have studied 5 kingdoms in classification system: the Kingdom Munira, Kingdom Protista, Kingdom Fungi, and Kingdom Plants. We have studied these topics. Today we are going to study the Kingdom Animalia. First of all, we are coming to the characteristics of the animals. Kingdom Animalia, or the animals, are the largest kingdom in 5 kingdoms, and they are multicellular. Multicellular means they are made up of many cells. We have 2 types of living organisms according to their cell structures: multicellular and unicellular. Unicellular are microscopic living organisms which are made up of just one cell, but multicellular are made up of many cells. So animals are multicellular. And cell structure, they have eukaryotic cell structure. Eukaryotic cell structure means that they have a nucleus in their cell and cell organelles. But prokaryotic cells are simple cells. They don't have a nucleus in their cell structure. So animals have eukaryotic cell structure. And some of the animals are microscopic, or some of them are macroscopic. Micro means small, which we cannot see them by our naked eyes. They are very small, tiny structure. We need a microscope to see them. So some of the animals are microscopic and some of them are macroscopic. Macro means large or big. Another characteristics, they are heterotrophic. Heterotrophic means that they cannot make their own food by themselves. We have 2 types of living organisms according to their feeding or getting their food. The first of them are heterotrophs and the second are autotrophs. Heterotrophs are those living organisms which cannot make their own food, and autotrophs are those living organisms which can make their own food by themselves, like plants. And animals cannot make their food, so they need to other living organisms. They need to autotrophs to get their food. And animals are motile. Motile means they can move from one place to another place. How can they move? By muscular structures. They have muscular system, and this muscular system is controlled by the nervous system. So animals can move by means of muscles. They can move by means of muscles, and the muscles are controlled by their nervous system. How can they reproduce? They can reproduce sexually and asexually by both methods. Sexually reproduction. In sexually reproduction, we have 2 types of genders, male and female. And in asexually reproduction, there is no male and female, just there is one organism and it divides into many parts, and those many parts are making their bodies. So that type of reproduction is asexual reproduction. So we can say that animals can reproduce sexually and asexually. Now we are coming to their body structure. We are going to classify them according to their body structure. We have 2 types of animals according to their body structures. The first one is invertebrate, and the second type, or the second one, is vertebrate. What are the invertebrate? Invertebrates are without a backbone. What is the backbone? Backbone, some living organism or some animals have skeletal system. This skeletal system is made from bones. In bones, we have a backbone in our backside. So we can say that the animals which have a backbone, they are called vertebrates. And the animals which don't have a backbone, they are called invertebrates. So we have these 2 types of animals according to their body structure. The first one is without the backbone, that is called invertebrate, and the second type is with backbone, that there is a backbone, this type of living organisms or animals are called vertebrates. Now we are classifying them. The phylums of the vertebrates and invertebrates. First we are coming to invertebrates. Sponges, coelentrates, worms, mollusks, arthropods and echinoderms. These are the living organisms or animals which are included in invertebrate group. They don't have the backbone. In other side we have vertebrate, the phylums of the vertebrates. The first type is fishes. Fishes are the animals with backbone, so we can say they are vertebrate. Amphibians, reptiles, birds and mammals. So these are the living organisms or animals which have a vertebrate or backbone. So do not forget these phylums of the animals. After that we are coming to the body plan of the animals, that how is their body is made, which type of plan they have. So we can say the body plan of the animals. We have three types of body plans. The first one is the bilateral symmetry, second one is the asymmetry, and the third one is the radial symmetry. Okay, what is the bilateral symmetry? Bilateral, bi means two. In this symmetry, animal can be divided into two right and left parts. For example, a human. If we draw a midline in their body, we can get two parts from the human body. Now these two parts are same with each other. So we can say that this type of body plan or symmetry is named as bilateral symmetry. And asymmetry, second type of body plan, cannot be divided into left and right part. If we take a living organism and we draw a midline in their body structure, we cannot get two same parts or equal parts from their body. So this type of body structure or plan is named as asymmetry. And the third type of the symmetry or body plan which we have, that is radial symmetry. Radial symmetry. Bilateral symmetry, asymmetry and radial symmetry. What is the radial symmetry? Animals have body parts which are arranged around a central area. Just think the wheel of a bicycle. Bicycle has a wheel which structure is like a circle. In the circle we have the center part or center. If we draw a line from the center to the circumference of the circle, we can get a line, and this line is called radius. Now, if we have a living organism which structure is like this one or like the bike or bicycle wheel, so we can say this type of body plan is called the radial symmetry. Animal have body parts which are arranged around a central area. Arranged around from a central area like circle. Here we can see the pictures. This is the bilateral symmetry. How can we know? This is the shape of butterfly. If we draw here a midline, what can we get? We can get two parts, the first part and the second part. These two parts are equal to each other. So we can say this type of symmetry is bilateral symmetry. And here we have the second type of symmetry, which is asymmetry. Asymmetry, if we draw what? A midline. Now here you can see that we cannot get two equal parts. We cannot get here two equal parts. So this type of body plan is called asymmetry body plan. This is the figure or the shape of fungi. Not fungi, sorry, spongy. And here we have another type of living organism like sea anemones, we can say. If we draw a circle here, a circle from the center part, it is arranged from the center part. Animals have body parts which are arranged around a central area. This is the central area and it is arranged around from the center area. So if we draw some radiuses from the center to the circumference, we can get some body parts which are equal to each other. So we can say this type of body plant is named as radial symmetry. And now we are coming to the phylums of the invertebrates. The first phylum of the invertebrate, that is sponges. Now we are coming to discuss the sponges. What are the sponges? Sponges are the simplest group of invertebrates. They are the living organisms which don't have the backbone. So we can say that they are the simplest group. In invertebrate, the simplest group is the sponges. They live in fresh and salty water. They live where? In water. So we can say they are aquatic living organisms in fresh water and in ocean or salty waters. If we look to their body plan, like here, they have asymmetrical body plan. In this part, this is the shape of spongy. So they have asymmetrical body plan. Their body structure, they are made up of many cells, so we can say they are multicellular. And they have small pores in their body, small holes. And these holes are named as pores. Because of these holes and pores, their name is porphyra in Latin. We can say porphyra or porphyrians. And they are sessile. Sessile means they cannot move from one place to another place. So these are just the phylum sponges cannot move, but other animals can move from one. They are motile, the animals, just except the sponges. So sponges are attached to rocks or ocean floor, so they cannot move. But there are some sponges which can move just 4 millimeter in one day. So we can say they are sessile. And they feed. They feed by some living organisms. And these living organisms are microscopic, which are in the ocean or in the water. These microscopic living organisms are plants and animals. These two types of living organisms are in the water. They are dissolved. They are microscopic. We cannot see them with our naked eyes. So the sponges can feed or can get their food by these plants and animals, microscopic plant and animals. These microscopic plant and animals are called plankton or planktons. Planktons, they don't have specific types of tissue. If we look to the body structure of a spongy, in spongy we cannot find a specific type of tissue. We cannot see there a specific type of tissue. There is not any specific type of tissue, organ and system. We cannot see there. But they have inside a big cavity, and the cavity of the sponges has flagellated cells, small cells they have, and these cells are called choanocytes. The name of these cells is choanocyte. What is the responsibility of the choanocyte? What does it do? What is the job of the choanocyte? Choanocyte transport food from the water or the planktons, we can say, and bring it to the inside body of the spongy. After that, spongy digests it by the mean of choanocytes. And another function of the choanocyte is respiration and removing of waste products. So we can say these are the functions of the choanocyte: food transport, digestion and respiration. And also choanocyte take oxygen. This oxygen is dissolved in the water, and we can, after that, the sponges can take out the carbon dioxide. By which process? By mean of diffusion. What is diffusion? Diffusion is the process in which the molecules or other atoms, molecules or other materials transport from the high concentration to the low concentration. I will describe this in the picture. They have some bony structures, small bone structures, which works like the skeletal system. And this skeletal is made up of calcium carbonate and silicon dioxide. And other property of the sponge is reproduction. They can reproduce sexually and asexually. Now we are coming to the shape that how can they reproduce. First of all, we are coming to their body cells, which are called conocytes. Now conocytes here, these are the small cells, very small tiny cells. These small cells have a flagella inside their body. These are the conocytes. What is the function of the conocyte? Function of the conocyte is food transportation, digestion, and respiration. And in respiration we have oxygen and carbon dioxide. How can they do these works? By means of diffusion. Diffusion is the process from high concentration to low concentration. Molecules are moving. Outside we have oxygen, food, other materials. Outside the concentration in high level, these materials are entering to the cells of the sponge. The flagella have movements, and these flagellated movements give a circulation to the water which is in the cavity of the sponge. After that, the waste materials are removed from the spongy body. So it is the function of conocytes. And how can they reproduce? They can reproduce sexually and asexually. How is the sexual reproduction? A sponge can produce both of cells, male and female cells. The male cells are produced by the sponge. These are the sperms, male reproductive cells or gametes. They are released in the water. After that, the egg is also released in the water. Outside of the spongy body in the water, they are combining with each other, sperm and ovum. After that, we can get a zygote, and zygote is going to the floor of the ocean, and there is another new sponge is growing. So this type of reproduction is called sexual reproduction. If we look to asexual reproduction, the sponge make a bud in the body. The bud is separating from the body and coming out, and it is becoming bigger and bigger. After that, it is coming to the floor of the ocean and growing another new sponge. So we can say it is the asexual reproduction of the sponge. Thank you for your attention. If you have any question, you can ask in the WhatsApp group. Have a good time.